Welcome to Micah, Erik, and JD's movie talk. This week we'll be discussing the Avengers and examples of good and bad physics played throughout the movie.
Stark, got a lot of strays sniffing your tail.
Just trying to keep them off the streets.
Well, they can't bank with a dam. Find a tight corner.
In this scene of the Avengers, Hawkeye compensates for gravity when he shoots his arrows. This follows what we've learned about projectile motion, so it's a good example of physics.
In this scene, Iron Man is able to fly because of Newton's third law. Newton's third law states that for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. When Iron Man turns on his jets, the jets push out exhaust and the exhaust pushes him forward. And this is a good example of physics because Newton's third law.
I'm bringing the party to you.
In the scene where the worm flies through the city and the buildings fall down, it's a good example of physics because buildings would fall down in real life if a worm went through them as big as that worm was. And gravity.
The Tesseract is not only active, she's behaving.
I assume you pulled the plug.
She's an energy source. We turn off the power, she turns it back on. If she reaches peak level...
We prepared for this, Doc.
Okay. In this scene of the Avengers, the Tesseract creates energy. The law of conservation of energy states that energy cannot be created or destroyed, only changed. This scene violates that law, so it's a bad example of physics.
A bad example of physics would be the scene where the Hulk transforms, the scientist transforms into the Hulk, and then he gets really heavy. The law of conservation of mass says that you can't, mass isn't created or destroyed, so he wouldn't be getting heavier in real life.
What are you doing?
In this scene, Thor flies by swinging his hammer and he uses the momentum to pull him forward. This is impossible because the momentum would not be able to pull his mass. This is a bad example of physics.
In this review, we've learned that buildings do fall over whenever a worm goes through them. Hammers do not have enough momentum to make a person fly. People cannot suddenly become really, really heavy and punch things really, really hard. And Iron Man can... The Tesseract cannot create energy out of nothing because of the law of conservation of energy. And the trajectory of arrows is dependent upon gravity and distance and stuff. And that's how Hawkeye shoots all those people, by compensating for gravity. And that's all for this week. And now for the bloopers.
In this scene of the Avengers...
Oh my god. In this...
Okay. In the Avengers, you see Iron...
Just do it!
In the Avengers, Iron Man is fly.
Another bad example of physics is the scene where the worm goes through the
I didn't read what I wrote. Sorry. Okay, when Iron Man turns on his jets, the exhaust